Arnie Johnson was convicted for murdering his landlord. The defense sought innocence due to demonic possession. This was the first ever known court case of demonic possession in the United States. So obviously it was a very big deal for the media. The case got adapted into the Conjuring franchise called as The Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It very recently. So let's understand the case and do an analysis between the real and the reality. So it all started when Glatzel family decided to move into a new house in Brookville, Connecticut. When they went to clean the house, their 11-year-old son David Glatzel said that he encountered an old man in the house who said he terrified him, he pushed him, and he even threatened to kill the family once they moved in. So David brought this thing to the parents' notice, who just thought maybe he's an 11-year-old child with over-imagination, or maybe he's not comfortable with the house yet. So they shrugged it off. But after they moved in, David still saw the old man lingering at the house, and as days passed, the old man started turning into a beast who spoke in Latin and threatened to take David's life. And it is important to notice that along with David, the family also had some eerie instances in the house. For example, they noticed some weird noises or strange noises coming from the attic, but they did not bother to check it because they thought maybe it's the pipeline. So as days passed, the situation of David exacerbated. He started having nightmares, and when he woke up from sleep, he would have unidentified marks on his body. His mother said that she saw an invisible pair of hands choking David, due to which he got red marks around his neck. He also started hissing, growling, and speaking into unidentified languages. So the situation got worse, and they sought the help of a local priest who came and blessed the house, but it was to no avail because the situation did not change, and it got so worse that a family member used to be awake with David at night just to monitor his situation. So after the situation got way worse than it was, they chose the help of famous demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren. That's how they come into the picture. Woohoo, yeah! So what did Ed and Lorraine Warren do? So when Lorraine had a conversation with the family, she said that she saw black mist surrounding David, suggesting that he's possessed. So after having a brief conversation, they decided to have exorcisms on David, exorcisms on an 11-year-old child. So David was subjected to 3 exorcisms. Lauren describes that in one of the exorcisms, the situation got so worse that David was levitating, he was speaking in unidentified language, he was showing supernatural force, and he even predicted Arnie Johnson's murdering his landlord. So this was something new, and it is quite debatable as well. So you must be wondering how Arnie Johnson is related to David Glatzel. So to solve this, David Glatzel's elder sister, Debbie Glatzel, is the fiancée of Arnie Johnson, and he was suspected to be in one of these exorcisms. And it is also alleged that he coerced the demon to leave David's body and enter into his body. Yeah, magic. So there is no proper accounts of what happened after the demon left the body of David and entered into Arnie, but I suppose for David it was all calm and he went to normal as it is shown in the movie. And Arnie was also calm for certain days, and he says that one day when he was driving back to home, the demon took over his car and it crashed into a tree. And luckily Arnie was safe. And he also said that he was drawn to a well, the well where demon was housed, and he made eye contacts with the demon. That's when he knew that he was possessed. So this is what Arnie's story is. It is important to note that alongside Arnie, even Debbie, his fiancée, noticed that he exhibited some symptoms of demonic possession. When they moved into a rental apartment, Debbie says that Arnie started speaking in unidentified language, growling, hissing, the same she noticed in David. So even she feared that he might be possessed by a demon, but I don't think they did anything about that. At this point, I guess a few days have already been passed and there is nothing important to note, but Debbie found a job as a dog groomer at Alan Bono's. This person is very important. This person is everything we are knowing today's case for. We will refer to him as Bono. So Arnie takes a leave from his office and comes back to join Debbie. Debbie, Bono and Johnson go to a restaurant to have lunch, and specifically Bono drinks a lot of alcohol. This is something which is very important to know. So after they come home, Bono is intoxicated and he is obviously agitated. So he holds on to Mary. Mary is Debbie's younger sister and is not letting her go. So Debbie asks him to let go of her, but he denies. So Johnson steps in to help free Mary, and there is not much noted in the scene, but Mary got freed and she ran to a car. But these two individuals started fighting and arguing, and Debbie was standing right in between them to stop both of the individuals from taking it to worse. But it got worse as Art Johnson, who was hissing and growling, took out a 5-inch pocket knife and stabbed Bono multiple times. It is noted that he suffered 4 to 5 tremendous wounds in the hospital and he passed away over there. Arnie Johnson was arrested and the case was took to court, where the defense sought innocence due to demonic possession, and he was actually convicted for first-degree manslaughter due to lack of evidence for his demonic possession, and he was given a sentence of 10 to 20 years, which got reduced to 5 years due to his good behavior. He married Debbie in jail, he graduated in prison, and he even took multiple courses following his graduation. So for good behavior, he got released after 5 years. If you compare the real case with what is presented in The Conjuring, there are a lot of differences. The first thing was that the main scene where Bono and Johnson have a clash is presented in The Conjuring. He sees apparition of demon in the form of Bono, so he stabs him 22 times. And there is a connection of an entire witch causing a curse on Johnson and another person. And the entire plot plays out where Ed and Lorraine discover who the person is and they want to put an end to that. But in reality, it was only just that Johnson stabbed the person, not much witchcraft or there was not much curse involved. He just said that the demon made him kill the person. So this was what was presented in the real case and this was what was shown on The Conjuring. So this was the entire case. Quick note before ending the video that I have made this entire research into a written form which will be uploaded in the link given in the description. So you can visit the link for sources for the entire article to read it. And also, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and also comment down below if you want me to cover the real life cases of The Conjuring as well. Thank you.